That's killer. Yeah, that's perfect. Motivation. It's great you go to practice here. You guys are playing this all day. Dude, thanks for that. It's really fun. So you've been on the faculty. Watch the game like that if you want, but if you want to run the clock, start, stop, do the scores, change the period. I just kind of get used to like keeping it in the viewfinder and I just talk right here. Some guys will put an earbud in, but every once in a while that sounds kind of like I like to have the rink noise kind of good. That sounds cool. And it was really
use the other case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy over here, he could as well.
I don't think I knew that, man. We just got into camp about 3 years ago. Probably about the time we were finishing up in the city. Underway here in this first period. KC versus the St. Louis Knights. You might remember that name. We played the Knights a couple friendlies earlier in St. Louis, back here at the Maryville Hockey Center. St. Louis Knights have a couple different teams. We played the 2010 team earlier. This is a birth year 2011 team. So they got a couple in the program in the Pee Wee level. And this is the 2011 squad. KC, technically the away team here. I got the scores reversed on the scoreboard here with the home team on the bottom showing KC. KC in the dark sweaters. Visiting team here officially. Bakta on the ice. Heading back to the bench now, first line change. Now Hargadine and Howard on the ice with JC for your forward line. McLean and Barron back on this first shift for D. Howard keeps it alive at the blue line, kicks it back to himself and plays it over to Hargadine on the right side. Just under his stick, squirts into the corner. They try to clear it out, but it comes back to Barron. Quick snapshot, hits the skate of a Knights player, carries into the corner. Knights clear it out. Barron will chase after it. McClin circling back along with Barron. Stutzer gets his start in net tonight. Howard trying to bang it ahead there through center ice, but the Knights pick it up. They rush in the right direction. Quick shot on target, saved by Stutzer. He'll pull that back and hang on to it. We get a stoppage in play here, our first one, with 11:34 remaining in the period. Try to zoom in there. Hopefully that comes through okay. KC controls the face-off. Phillips picks it up on the D-line. Circles behind Stutzer. Lays it over to JC. JC trying to get it up to Hargadine. Hargadine corrals the puck. He'll play it right back to Weisner. Phillips touches it up, trying to find Howard. Poke checked away there. Comes right back to Phillips. Phillips over to Weisner. Off the boards for JC. JC through the neutral zone. Chips it ahead, but just out of his reach. It's picked up by the Knights. And they'll circle behind their own net. Knights chip it into center ice. Phillips and Weisner back on D. One Knight player streaking in the offensive zone. Phillips plays the man, picks up the puck, picks the pocket, circles around, backhand pass over to Weisner. Weisner chips it ahead for Howard. The Johnson, I should say, fresh off the bench. Johnson going to center ice. Hargadine trying to wrap around. Block. Comes back to Logan Weisner. Logan Weisner plays it back to Powell at the point. Powell lets a shot go right on target. Saved by the Knights goalie. He hangs on to that one. We'll get a face-off here. 10:37 remaining in the first. JC controls the face-off. Back to Powell. Another quick shot by Powell. Turned aside by the Knights goalie. Comes under the far corner, trying to chip it up the boards. Holding it in there at the point is Johnson. Powell there in support as well. It's kicked out. Myers chasing after it. Puck squirts into the near side, and here comes Johnson. Hill keeps it in at the left point. Flipped out eventually. Powell regroups. KC onside, and Powell dumps it in. It'll circle behind the net. Knights trying to clear it out. Hill is there. Hill on the left point. He'll send a shot. Looking for a tip. Redirect right in front. Great play by Johnson trying to get a stick on that redirect. Saved by the goalie. Kept alive at the point, though, by Powell. Powell sends it back down in the corner. KC with the line change. Fresh legs on the ice. Smith across the blue line enters his zone. It's poke checked away, but picked up by Powell. Powell overskates it. Regains control and plays it back down low. Powell looking for an outlet pass, trying to get it across the crease. It's chipped over in the far corner. Dungy picks it up. Centering pass. Brown trying to get his stick down. Got tied up. Couldn't get a shot off. Great centering pass by Dungy. Smith battling on the near side. Loose puck picked up by Smith. He keeps it alive below the blue line. Drop pass for Brown. Picked off by the Knights. Barron keeps it alive at the blue line. He'll pinch down in the face-off circle. Quick snapshot goes wide right. Comes all the way back to the point for McClin. McClin chips it down looking for Smith. Smith buying some time, trying to evade some traffic, but poke checked away. KC does a great job to keep it alive. Right down in front for Brown. Brown trying to make a move. And Brown scores! Brady Brown gets it around the goalie on the right side. KC on top, 1-0 over the Knights. Brown puts Kansas City on top 1-0 early here in the first period. Great pressure by Kansas City. They kept the play alive. Several attempts by the Knights to clear the zone. Just couldn't get it back past the blue line. KC strikes first. KC controls the face-off. Play it up the far side to Brown again. McClin plays it up to Brown over the blue line, but chipped right back out. KC regroups, comes back to McClin. McClin looking for Smith. Smith digs it through some traffic, plays it off the boards, trying to chase after it. Good play by Smith, gets through the traffic in the face-off circle. Poke checked away, picked up by Brown. Quick centering pass, shot by Smith. Loose puck in front. Brown almost got his second one on the same shift. Poke checked away at the last second. Brown almost scored twice on the same shift. Knights trying to clear it out. Good pressure by Kansas City. Playing most of this first period on the offensive zone. Poke check by Barron. It goes up and over the boards into the bench of the Knights. We'll get a face-off here. 8:10 remaining. KC with some great pressure here to start the game. Brown almost had 2 goals on his first shift. KC controls the face-off. Weisner chips it ahead on the boards. Weisner and Phillips in on D. Bakta, Allender, and Johnson are your forwards. Bakta battling on the near boards. Johnson there as well. Tied up right on the blue line with a couple Knights players.
Walk away with it, Black! Walk away with it!
Johnson digs it out. Poke checked away though by the Knights. They chip it up the near boards, but Phillips is there. Phillips circles back, picks up the puck, plays it off the side here looking for Bakta. Tied up by a couple Knights players. They jump right back in the zone. An errant pass though is picked up by Weisner. Weisner off the boards for Johnson. Johnson trying to chip it ahead. Loose puck picked up by Weisner. Weisner over the blue line. He's got Bakta and Allender in support. Weisner gets tripped up. Knights touch it up. They blow it dead. Knights had already touched it up. Allender chipped it in behind the goalie, but they've blown the whistle. KC goes on a power play here with just over 7 minutes remaining. Hargadon comes in to take the drop. He's got JC and Howard on the wings. Power play unit here with Barron and Weisner back on D. Waiting for the scoreboard here to get the penalty recorded on the board.
Do something, Howard.
See if Kansas City can capitalize here on the power play. Man advantage for 90 seconds. Number 8 in the box for the Knights. KC wins the faceoff. They play it back to Weisner. Over to the left D for Barron. Barron pinches down to the faceoff circle. Quick snapshot looking for that right side. It caroms off the boards wide right. Weisner plays it back down low for JC. JC chips it ahead to Howard. Howard looking to set something up behind the Knights net. Circling around, he plays it over to Hargadine. Hargadine down low. He'll play it back to the point for Barron. Barron lets a shot fly looking for a tip right in front. Howard got a stick on it just wide right. Good play by Kansas City from the point there. Howard again picks up a loose puck, circles around some traffic, trying to play it back in the slot, but picked off by the Knights, and they'll clear the zone. That'll be an icing call on St. Louis. 6:42 remaining. Face-off comes back down in the Knights zone. 52 seconds remaining on the power play. Smith wins the faceoff, plays it over to Allender. Back to Weisner. Weisner over to Barron. Barron looking for another tip shot right in front. Loose puck kicked aside by the Knights defense. Good pressure by Kansas City. Throwing the pucks on the net. Smith digs it out. He'll play it over to Weisner on the far side. Weisner circles around, regroups. He'll play it back to Barron. Barron looking for another shot. Another tip right in front. Good play by Allender. Got a stick on it. Went wide left past the goalie. Smith digs it out back to Weisner. Play it back down low in the corner. Little give and go around some Knights traffic. Back to Barron on the left point. Shot. Score! Asher Barron on the top right corner. Pinches down inside the faceoff circle. Beats the Knights goalie over the stick side. Top right corner of the goal. And KC up 2-0. 14 seconds were remaining on the power play when they scored on the man advantage. That'll bring the Knights player out of the box. KC goes up 2-0. Just over 6 minutes remaining in the first. Dungy to take the face-off with Logan Weisner and Myers on the wing. KC controls the face-off. Powell pinches ahead, jumps right in the zone. He'll dump it behind the Knights net and settle back at the point. Knights trying to clear it out. Kept in by Myers momentarily, but it kicks off his leg out to center ice, and Hill regroups. Hill circling around, evading some traffic, looking for a center ice pass. Touches it right over to Dungy, who taps it right back over to Logan Weisner. Logan Weisner's got Myers in front. Myers with a great look. Good play from Weisner to Myers. Got a stick on it. They'll play on. The net came dislodged, but they set it back in place without blowing the whistle. Good play there from Weisner. He got it right on the stick of Myers. Tip pass went into the goalie's pads, and he made the save. Dungy battling in the corner. The Knights come away with it up the far side. Streaking through center ice. Good play by Logan Weisner to poke check it away. Knights chip it in, head back to the bench for a line change. It'll circle behind the KC net behind Stutzer. Powell picks it up. He'll play it over to the far side. Touches over to Myers. Back over to Dungy, but he's blocked by the Knights at center ice. Knights come away with it. Centering pass all the way into the slot across a couple defenders. Loose puck. Shot saved by Stutzer. Loose puck comes back to the right. Second shot. Not sure if Stutzer got a piece of that or it got blocked by Powell. Goes into the far corner. Back to the left D, another shot on target. Stutzer will cover that one up and hang on to it. Get a stoppage in play here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first. Knights with their first real offensive rush and pressure here. Keeping stats on the board, they're showing 9-4 shots in favor of Kansas City so far. Face off won by Johnson, back to McClin. McClin up the boards to Bakta. Bakta trying to chip it out, kept in at the point by the Knights. Shot goes wide left a few feet, and Brown will pick it up. Brown loses an edge, but it's picked up by Barron. Barron chips it up and over the blue line. Trying to get it ahead to Johnson. Brown and Barron there trying to chip it ahead, but it's thrown back in the zone by the Knights. Chasing after is McClin. McClin skating out ahead of a defender, chips it ahead over to Brown. Back over to McClin. And we get a stoppage in play here. We'll get number 13, looks like, for the Knights. Goes in the box. KC back on the power play. The collision there at center ice, a little interference. Another minute 30 advantage for Kansas City with just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first. Let's see if they can add to their lead. Another power play goal here. Hargadine to take the drop with JC and Howard on the wings. Weisner and Barron are your defensemen. Knights control the faceoff, can't clear it out though. Picked up by Hargadine. Hargadine tied up in the corner. JC trying to dig it out. JC does dig it out. Circle back to the point, plays it back down low for Weisner. Weisner trying to evade some traffic and get away from the defender here to make a pass, but it's chipped over back to the point, kept in momentarily by JC. Good play by Weisner to keep it alive, but they'd eventually clear it out back to center ice. JC, who'd rolled back to D's in the right D position, plays it over to Barron. Barron up the left side, over the blue line. Cross ice pass, got poke check, but still in the zone. Weisner picks it up at the right point. Weisner slides it all the way behind the net, looking for Hargadine. Hargadine digs it off the boards. Howard there as well with a great poke check, plays it right back to Hargadine. Knights come away with it, try to clear it out, but it comes back to the point for Weisner. Weisner on the right point, down to the face-off circle, shot wide right. Howard picks up the rebound in the corner, circling low. He plays it over to Hargadine. Touch pass, Hargadine trying to play it back to Howard. Good look by Hargadine there. Barron with a quick shot and a tap by Howard, try to get it down, and a redirect goes just barely wide right. JC picks it up, circling around. 17 seconds remaining on the power play. JC trying to play it back to the point for Barron, just out of his reach. No icing as it was a Kansas City clear. Barron behind his own net, battling. Knights player tied him up though and kept it in the zone. That'll do it for the power play. Back to full strength. 2.5 minutes remaining here in this first period. Knights will play it back to the right point, but just out of the reach. It'll clear the zone. KC rushing through, comes back in the zone. Offsides call, unfortunate, as KC was rushing out, but it trickled in the zone for an offsides call with the Knights player still below the blue line. KC had an odd man rush there, but with possession of the puck, it slid into the zone and offsides on the Knights, even though KC had the rush. Knights on the right side here, trying to play it into the Kansas City zone. They'll chip it in. Trickles just past Hill in the corner. Hill chasing after it. Circling behind his net, played up the boards, trying to find Allender or Smith, but kept in for the Knights. Knights send it behind the net, behind Stutzer. Powell battling. He steals the puck away, taps it ahead to Johnson. Johnson trying to skate through some traffic. He chips it ahead to Allender. Allender trying to get it backhand pass to Smith. Smith over the blue line, circles around, regains possession. Plays it over to Powell. Powell streaking below the blue line. Quick shot by Powell, saved by the goalie. KC gets leveled right in front of the net. No whistle as the puck trickled out. Powell some good offensive pressure there. Initial save trickled wide of the net. They play on. Good poke check though by Kansas City. Weisner catches him on off guards here in the line change. Weisner looking for a quick shot. Save by the Knights goalie. Kicks into the right side. Johnson chips it back down low for Powell. Powell with a quick shot on target and a save by the Knights goalie. He hangs on to that one. Save and a stoppage in play here with about 1:20 or so remaining in the first. Good pressure by Kansas City. Dungy wins the faceoff back. Knights player jumps through the traffic and regains possession momentarily. Weisner plays it back to Phillips. just off target. Phillips picks it up. He'll circle behind his own net. Phillips sauce pass up the side looking for Myers. Good little flip over some traffic. Does get out of the zone, but KC can't corral it. And they'll regroup at center ice. Again, Phillips picks it up, plays it off the boards, trying to get it up to Weisner. Weisner and Dungy trying to get over the blue line, but poke checked away. Knights come away with it. Centering pass, nobody home, all the way through the slot in the far corner. Myers there applying pressure, as well as Weisner. Landon Weisner plays it to his brother Logan. Logan Weisner around some traffic, streaking up the left side. He's got Dungy in support with Myers. Weisner trying to get it over, but a poke check by the Knights break up the pass. Weisner plays it down to Myers behind the net. He'll chip it in the far corner. Trying to get it over to Landon Weisner. The Knights will clear it back behind their own net. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Knights at center ice. Pass picked off by Smith momentarily, but it puck bounces. 13 seconds remaining. Knights in here with a little rush on the right side. Dungy ties up his man and takes him down. No call. They play on. Smith here with Dungy. A little shove there by 58, trying to get a little payback here. And we're going to get a retaliation penalty here as they leveled Phillips. I think it was 58 there. Phillips battling with everybody in the corner. And after the play had moved on, 58 gave a nice cross check to Phillips. Phillips draws the penalty. KC goes back on the power play.
The last one he did.
Third power play. Yeah, they checked Jack down. I didn't think he was in the mix earlier. To watch the replay there and double check how that all started. Good, good. I just watched the replay there. There was just kids all getting tied up. 58 there decided to add a little extra to the end of the play there. He draws the penalty. He gets the penalty, I should say. Number 59 is who that was. He's in the box. For 1:30, KC will start the second period with another man advantage. Reset the clock here. Teams will flip the ice. Stetzer goes back to the left side of the sheet here. Shots are 12-4 in favor of Kansas City. That's about how it feels. 3-1 or so. A lot of pressure in the offensive zone for KC. Hargadine takes the face-off with JC and Howard on the wings. Barron and Weisner are your defensemen. Power play unit here for KC. Knights chip it into the zone, just trying to burn some clock. Barron will chase after that. Chips into the far corner. Barron circles around and played up the boards for Howard. KC trying to break it out. Howard's around some traffic, plays it over to JC on the far side. JC over the blue line, trying to get it around one Knights defender, but poke checked away. KC will regroup. Barron picks up the loose puck, chips it back ahead, looking for Hargadine. Hargadine over the blue line. Circling back through some traffic. Hargadine works his way into the slot, around some traffic. Quick shot right on target, saved by the Knights goalie. He hangs on to it, no rebound. Hargadine just knifing his way through the traffic there. Got a quick shot, looking for a rebound, but goalie hangs on to it. We'll get a face-off here just to the left of the goalie. KC will freshen up the lines. Hill and Powell come in on D. Smith will take the face-off with Johnson and Allender. KC wins the face-off back to Powell. Powell lines up for a slap shot. Smith got a tip on it, goes wide left. Johnson chasing after it. He pulls it short, evades some traffic, plays it below the net, over to Smith. Smith circling around. They'll play it back to the left point, back to Hill, back to Smith off the boards. Puck bounced away from him momentarily. Gave the Knights a chance to clear it out. Powell circling back in his own zone, up to the red line. Over to Allender on the blue line. They just get it over the zone. Johnson, the quick snapshot, wide right. Powell chasing after it, trying to keep the play alive. The Knights get there first. Overskate it momentarily. They chip it ahead. Goes off a Knights player. Smith battling, trying to keep it alive. He kicks it back to himself. KC does a great job to keep the play under the blue line. Smith battling, shot off the side of the net. They circled around, comes back to the point. Kept in by Hill. He chips it over to Smith and Johnson. Allender trying to get it over to Johnson for a quick shot. Penalty is over. Team's back at full strength. Fresh off the bench is the Knights player. Went straight into the action, not back to the bench. Smith plays it back to the left point for Hill. Hill lets a shot fly, looking for a tip in front. Johnson got a stick on it. Chips into the corner. Johnson regains possession. Trying to get a centering pass, but he gets tied up. Allender's there in support as well. Allender back to Johnson. Johnson tries to chip it around some traffic. They get it back into the far corner, chasing after it. Knights get there first, and they clear the zone. Smith, backhand pass, turns it up to center ice. Or backhand pass to Smith, I should say. They turn it up center ice, but the Knights regroup in their own zone. Outlet pass across the blue line, but Powell is there to redirect that. Knights pick it up on the near side, trying to set something up. Bachta on the ice now. We're going to get a penalty here, delayed call as soon as KC touched it up. Let's see who goes to the box here. Looked up to grab just a quick look at the clock. I missed the action there. It looks like Powell is headed to the box. I think I saw a tripping call indicated, so Powell goes off. 10:32 remaining in the second. KC's first penalty. Barron and McClin on the defensive unit for the penalty kill. Johnson and Smith are your forwards. KC clears the zone. Johnson streaking up the left side. Short-handed rush here. Johnson circles around. Trying to chip it all the way over the point to Barron. Almost got it through the traffic to Barron for a shot, but picked off by the Knights. Knights back over the blue line. Down to the face-off circle. Looking for a shot. Centering pass turned aside by Barron. Barron chips it up the far side. Or I should say Johnson chipped up the far side, but kept in by the Knights. Now Barron picks it up, trying to play it out. Might have hit the referee's leg. Doesn't quite get out of the zone. Barron tied up in the near corner. Hero come away with it. Chipping it over off the glass. Looking for Johnson, who bangs it off the glass. Chasing after it. Rare odd man rush here and a shorthanded opportunity. Johnson plays it over to Smith. Smith around the traffic. And he scores. Did he score? The goalie, no indication there. Did he score or not? Looks like, not sure what they're going to call here. They got maybe a save. Goalie must have saved it. Slid right in the crease. And then Johnson got a little check on the back there at the end, the rush. Or Smith, I should say, made the play on the goalie. This puck comes back to the point. Just wide right. Sorry, lost connection there for a little bit. Let's see if I can get this restarted using another hotspot. JT with a quick shot, saved by the goalie. 43 seconds remaining. This puck controlled by the Knights. They try to clear it out of there. All the way through center ice across the blue line. Half a minute remaining in this second period. Playing it from his knees is McClin. He gets it over to JC with 25 seconds remaining in the period. JC around some traffic. Great move by JC. Quick shot off the helmet, I think. Hopefully that's coming through for you guys. Howard circles around. Comes back to the point from McClin. McClin lets a shot go. A little bouncer wide right. And that'll do it for the second period. All right, getting ready to start this third period here. KC wins the face-off back to McClin. McClin chips it up the far boards. Just out of reach, though. Knights try to clear it right back, but picked off by Hargadine at center ice. Hargadine trying to play it through the legs of a defender into the slot. Picked off by the Knights. 3-on chip it ahead. Outlet pass over to Bachta. Bachta streaking ahead with McClin. 2-on-1 break for Kansas City. Bachta, quick shot. Blocker save. Puck bounces up and lands right in the slot. Comes back to Allender. Poke checked away by the Knights. KC will dump it right back down behind the net. Barron keeps it alive with the right side. Chips it back down. Trying to get a centering pass over to Hargadine, but turned away by the Knights. Knights will chip it up and out of the zone. And McClin regroups. KC back on side. McClin over the blue line. Between the face-off circles. Chips it over to Hargadine. Hargadine circling around. Centering pass back to Smith. Smith back in the slot. Pulls it back for a shot, but poke checked away. He'll circle behind the net. Around some traffic. Centering pass back to the point. Nobody back at the left point. Puck circles all the way back, and Weisner will come back to pick it up. Weisner plays it up to Howard. Howard on the left side, down in the face-off circle. Shot, trying to get a rebound to bang off there in the slot. Turned aside by the Knights goalie. Loose puck at center ice, sent right back up by JC. Trying to find Smith. JC trying to play it through some traffic. Circles it around the boards, plays it back to the point for Phillips. Phillips with a shot into the slot, turned aside by the goalie. Loose puck kept in at the point. Puck comes all the way back to center ice for Phillips. Phillips circling around in his own zone. Turns, spins, fires it up the boards for Weisner. He finds Weisner on the near side. Weisner below the blue line, circling down in the Knights zone. Trying to find something in the slot. He'll circle behind the net. All the way back to the point. He plays it back to Phillips. Phillips plays it back down low. KC getting a defensive line change. Phillips to the bench. Hill on the ice, and here comes Powell. Centering pass in front, looking for Weisner. Comes back to the point. Johnson digs it out. Shot wide right. Goes into the corner. JC will chase after that. KC spending a lot of time in the zone here. Powell keeps it alive at the blue line, right at the blue line. Good job by Powell to keep it alive, but the Knights do eventually chip it out. Shots on the board, 26-6 in favor of Kansas City. Powell rushing through the defense. Trying to get it back to centering pass. Gets chipped out. Smith is there to keep it alive. Weisner turns, fires it on target, but turned aside by a Knights player. Hill keeps it alive on the corner. Puck squirts back to the right side here. Knights trying to clear it out. Hill doing a great job to pinch on the boards and keep the play in the zone. Myers playing the point, sends it back in. Just over 9 minutes remaining in the game. Hill plays it on the right side over to Powell. Powell looking for a shot. He'll just dump it in the corner, trying to find Johnson. Johnson digs it out. Back to Hill on the point. Hill with a shot, trying to get a tip. Intercepted by the Knights player. They'll dump it down all the way to the KC zone. Icing if it makes it, and it does, off target, so that'll be an icing call. Face off back down. Puck comes back to the right point. Shot by Barron. Got tipped. Went wide. Knights dig it out. They rush up the right side. Barron back for Kansas City. Myers back checking as well. Shot by the Knights. Fanned on it. Myers got back just in time to poke check that away after they fanned on the initial shot. Barron chips it ahead to Brown. Brown trying to chip it around some traffic. Kept in right on the blue line, though, by the Knights. Knights tied up on the far boards with Barron, Brown, one more player. Can't quite get a look at the sweater there. Smith. Smith was the third player there. Eventually clears the zone. Still in a little scrum on the far boards. The Knights come away with it. Try to chip it in. It comes right over to Barron. Barron will flip it right ahead to Brown. Right on the tape to Brown. But just bounced off his stick. Good outlet pass there from Barron to Brown. Knights played off the left side, but kept in by Kansas City. They'll circle back, though, and pick it back up. They do clear the zone. Knights into the neutral zone. Across the blue line. A couple of poke checks by Kansas City. They skate through it, though, into the near corner. McClin is there battling. Battle in the near corner here. Puck squirts out. Smith trying to chip it up and out. He gets it up to Bakta. Bakta and Barron. Two-man rush here. 2-on-1, I should say. Poke checked away. Just looked like Johnson, or Bakta was just getting ready to play it over to Barron. He got a poke checked away. Allen Allender back for Kansas City. They do clear the zone. They jump right back in. Shot, tipped, right on target, turned aside by Stutzer. Weisner trying to chip it up to Bakta. Bakta clears his own, he chips it ahead for Allender. Allender chasing after it. The Knights eventually regroup. They send it all the way down, picked up by Howard. He plays it back to Hargadine, back to Howard. Howard thought about bringing it back to point. He does bring it back to point. Just over the blue line, and Phillips regroups. He'll tap it ahead to Howard. Howard and Hargadine over the blue line. They play it back, looking for someone on the right point. Picked up by a Knights player. They rush up the left side. 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. Puck dug out by Landon Weisner. He'll play it ahead to Hargadine. Hargadine off the boards, around one defender. He's got Howard. Howard pulls up, stays on side. 3-on-1 break here. Back to Weisner in the slot, fanned on it. Slides over the right side and kicked aside by the Knights defense. Kept in though by JC. He plays it back down to Howard, or to Hargadine. Hargadine battling around some traffic. Gets through it momentarily, but poke checked away by the Knights. Comes all the way back to the point for Hill. Hill plays it over to Weisner. Quick shot from Weisner. Tipped, goes wide right. JC picks up the loose puck. KC 27-8 on the shot count now, dominating the offensive zone. Circling around is JC. Through some traffic into the face-off circle. Gets a clearing. Quick shot by JC. Glove save. Great move by JC. Got through some traffic. Loose puck in the far corner. A battle with Smith there and a couple of Knights players. Johnson there as well. Two Knights players along with Johnson and Smith. They try to chip it up and out. Goes off the glass. Comes back to the point. Powell lets a shot fly, looking for a tip in front. Johnson got a piece of it. Never reached the net. Slap shot from Powell coming. Blocked by the defenseman of the Knights right in front of the crease. Loose puck cleared out by the Knights. He'll come all the way back into the neutral zone, over the blue line, into the Kansas City zone, and picked up by Powell. Great play by Powell. Backhands it off the boards up to Johnson. Johnson, Smith, and Weisner over the blue line. Drop pass for Smith. Smith skates through some traffic. He'll play it over to Weisner on the far side. Wide open lot. Quick shot. Saved by the goalie. Good look by Weisner there. He had an opening on the far side. Goalie covered it up quick, slid over. Loose puck in front. Johnson was there trying to get a rebound. Eventually covered up. Face-off coming up here with just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. Johnson battling behind the net. Smith there in support as well. Smith ties up his man and Johnson tries to dig it out. Knights come away with it. They jump up the left side. Tied up at center ice by Johnson. Powell sends it right back in, but the Knights pick it off and they'll dump it in behind Stutzer. Circling back is Hill. Hill trying to play it up to Weisner. Tied up there by a poke check, but it squirts out. Smith comes away with it. Smith streaking ahead with Weisner on the left side. Weisner down.
Max, put your net on!
Loose puck played back to the point. Clayton keeps it in on the left side, trying to get it ahead to Bakta. Knights dig it out, though. They clear the zone. Barron back checking with McClin along with Myers. Good poke check by Myers there. McClin redirects it into the corner. Loose puck bouncing right in front. Knights trying to get a crack at it. Cleared out by the KC defense. Barron pushing up the right side. He skates past Knights defender through some traffic. Poke checked away, though. They knock it back to the blue line. They overskate it, though. Brown keeps it alive right on the blue line. Turns it right into a 2-on-1 rush. He plays it over to Bakta just behind him. Looked like the Knights had a sure clear there, but Brown kept it alive at the blue line, circled back down, and turned it into a quick 2-on-1. Knights eventually skated out center ice. Errant pass behind the winger. Myers does a good job to tie up his man, allowing Barron to sneak ahead there and chip it around to Bakta. Bakta plays it over to Myers. Myers taps it over to Brown. Brown streaking up the right side, had it poked away at the last second. Knights break up the rush, but McClin will pick up the loose puck at center ice. He'll dump it in with Allender chasing after it. 90 seconds remaining in the contest. Tied up in the corner there. Eventually dug out by the Knights. They clear the zone. Comes back to center ice for Phillips. Phillips chips it on the side, off the boards, but kept in by the Knights. They'll dump it into the Kansas City zone. McClin chases after. McClin taps it ahead, trying to find Howard. Loose puck in front, shot tipped by the Knights, and they score. Loose puck came into the crease, got tipped down. 49 seconds remaining in the game. KC trying to finish this one off here. Johnson, JC, and Weisner are your forwards. Barron and Weisner on defense. We're going to get a penalty here. I think Barron might get caught. Like Barron might have thrown a shoulder maybe. There's a Knights player just slow to get up here. Got checked into the boards hard. He's on his feet. Barron goes to the box. KC goes on the penalty kill here with 35 seconds remaining. Got to think they'll probably pull their goalie as well and create a 6-on-4 advantage, and they do. Empty net for the Knights. Loose puck trickles behind the Kansas City net. Weisner trying to tie up his man. Knights come away with it momentarily, but a good poke check by Weisner. Weisner has his stick tied up, and the Knights come away with it. This circle behind Stutcher, trying to get a centering pass. They'll play it back to the left point. The short-handed, you got to think they win the face-off. They can burn some clock here. All important face-off to win here. Smith will take the draw. Logan Weisner, the other forward. Hill and Landon Weisner. Smith wins the face-off back to Hill on the boards, and they tie it up. We get a couple. Stutzer with a game-winning save right there at the end. KC trying to tie up the puck in the corner to burn the clock. The Knights did end with the goalie pull, the 6-on-4 advantage for the Knights. KC comes out victorious. KC will play tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning in a semifinal game. Bracket's been announced. Semifinal game will be at 8:30 a.m. If they win that one, they'll play in the championship at